Hi, it's John here from JCH Design and Build. Just looking at some problems that framers, when they're constructing the actual structure with timber studs, etc., beams, floor joists, what they tend to not realise is that this is actually, I'm standing where a void's going to be going from the ground floor all the way to the upper floor area. It's just a straight out void. It's not a stair void. So what they've got here, we've got the wall that's going upstairs, then they're running all their bolts through the steel beam here. The problem here is that this whole face is going to be sheeted down with plasterboard. So what we've got there is we've got the two bolts there that are obviously protruding past the steel beam. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut them all out, bring them all in, probably get a round headed bolt rather than a nut headed bolt, and that way I can poke it through this face and then put the nut through the back end. Another problem that we've got over here, which I've already fixed one of them up, is they had the bolt running through the other end with the nut on this face. Again, there's going to be plasterboard through this area here. So what I've done here is I've taken that bolt out, use a spade bit, countersinking this section in by 10 mil, so that way the bolt finishes flush with the face of the timber. I'll do the same thing with that one there. And there's another problem over there where we've got a steel bracket with bolts sticking out. Again, that whole face of that timber beam plus the timber beam that's running across there, that will be a problem because we've got some form of internal cladding that will be running up against that beam. So those bolts and that bracket will be a problem. So I'm going to just I'll take it off, support it first before I take it off. Very important, because otherwise what will happen there is that beam, this beam here, is attached to that long beam across this face here. So what I'll do is I'll support this beam from there down onto the concrete slab. That way I've got a support so it doesn't collapse on me. Then I'll take the bracket off, I'll recess the bracket inside the actual face of that double beam. There's a double beam there. And then I'll run the bolts through this face and then put the nuts on the back end of the bolts, and the same thing on this side here. So these are the problems that, I don't know, I'm not too sure why these framers have done it this way. I'm pretty sure if they had to be doing the lock-up internally, they would think wisely enough not to ever do such a task, because they'll be rectifying it. Unfortunately, they're not here to rectify it. I am here to sort this out, and I'm going to waste a little bit of time getting it sorted out and getting it right, because otherwise we're not going to be able to continue on with all the other internal finishes. So just keep that in mind, guys, framers, whoever you are that's constructing framework. Take under consideration all the bolts and nuts and brackets that need to be in place based on the engineer's design, but also take under consideration how do you finish these problems off. In this case, this is a problem, and we're here to rectify it. But if you're going to eliminate all these issues, then you're going to save a lot of time. Cheers, guys. Thank you.